This is Xiangli Yao, and we are going to be getting him for free in Wuthering Waves in the second half of version 1.2, which is the patch we are currently in. After Zeiji, 20 days later, we are going to be getting him. Now look how bro is looking at you, bruh. He is trying to riz you up right now. I'm not gonna lie, I think they went crazy on his 3D model. His 3D model looks really nice, I have to be honest. Now, I don't think he has the craziest design, but I think he's pretty, he's pretty dapper, my guy Yao, he's pretty dapper. But today what I want to go over is how you can prepare for Xiangli Yao, what his gameplay loop looks like, and going over his skills and stuff like that, and teammates, resonance chain, all of that type of stuff. So you're prepared for when we get this guy for free. I'm probably gonna have another video when he actually comes out as well, but I wanted to make a pre-release video on him since we do get to play him in the story here when you're doing the moon chase. Okay, now before getting into Yao's kit here, I just want to go over what his ascension materials are going to be and how you're most likely going to be building him. He is always going to be on either the Lingering Tunes or the Electro Sonata effect. Both have a very minimal difference between each other. Now, if you're using the signature weapon, there is a bigger difference on using Lingering Tunes. It is way better when you're using the signature weapon, but if you're not using his signature weapon, they come very close to each other and you can choose as you like. But honestly, with him having an outro skill that does damage and he's not as restricted as CALCHARO is, Lingering Tunes is probably going to find a character that it can finally shine on. Okay, now I want to talk about Yao's kit. He is very simple, I'm gonna be honest. He is like as simple as it gets. Now, we can't really test his rotation out of intro skill, which is the most optimal, but I want to show you what you can do when you're not starting from your intro skill, because it's pretty clean. So his basic attack, just for the wording, is a 5-hit combo, and then his skill is literally, it just says attack target, deal electro damage. This is probably the shortest skill description we have, which is crazy. But yeah, and then his forte is what is going to be his biggest damage and the biggest thing his kit revolves around, which I will get to soon, and also his Resonance Liberation as well. His forte and pretty much his Resonance Liberation, very massive parts of his kit. So starting with his basic attack combo here, as you can see, I go in for a 5-hit combo, and then I go for the skill. There's also a little bit of lag in here. I can't do anything about that. Wuwa, they're still working on the optimization, man. Can we talk about how they added 120 FPS, by the way, and I cannot use it with a 5600X AMD? Like, what are we talking about? All right, so I start the rotation here with a 5-hit basic attack, and then I go into a skill, and that's his full skill animation, by the way. I accidentally pressed the back button. That's his full skill animation when he's in his forte. So that drag into the air and then slam, that's the full empowered skill, which you get after your forte comes up. Also, your forte resets your skill cooldown, which I'll show as well. So you can actually go into, it's kind of like Havoc Rover, where you can skill and then go into your enhanced form in forte and then skill again with the scythe mode. Yao can also do the exact same thing. Also, how sick is this guy's gameplay, by the way, though? His gameplay is crazy. So one more time here, I just want to show what the skill animation looks like when you have it enhanced. This is just the skill animation, no combo into it or anything. Dude, that junk goes crazy, man. That junk is crazy. As you can see, I went to 5-hit basic attack combo into the skill. Also, his forte seems to generate pretty fast. As you can see here, the forte generating, it seems like every basic attack does like maybe 10% of his forte, and then when he does his enhanced skill, like right here, I'm about to do it, the skill like pretty much almost fills up the whole thing right there, that last 25%. Just to show it one more time. That's a pretty big amount of concerto generation from his skill right there, which is really nice. Also, just a quick little sidetrack here. In terms of weapons, we don't really have that many gauntlets, I'm not gonna lie, that you can really use for him besides the signature weapon. Now, we obviously have the standard weapon, but the standard weapon, honestly, is only good because it is a 5-star weapon and it has higher base attack, which means you're gonna be able to use it for that. But, like, its basic attack damage bonus and skill damage bonus, when he's really like full Resonance Liberation, the extra ER is gonna help, but He definitely doesn't have like a really good gauntlet for him right now besides his signature. So yeah, that is something to keep in mind. I'm personally going to be trying to test out the Originite. Now, it may be kind of cope because it's missing out on the attack. You know, its base attack's 300, but I'm going to be going for Lingering Tunes. So I'm going to see how much this crit damage can help out in terms of the full damage thing. That's just me, what I'm personally going to be testing out. If it's just straight Copium, I'm probably going to be using the Hollow Mirage. It's the only other option. Now, obviously, you also have the Battle Pass weapon. Battle Pass weapon is going to be good, you know, crit stat stick, and it gives you Resonance Liberation damage and crit rate. So, you know, it's going to be solid, obviously. But yeah, his gauntlet weapons and just gauntlet weapons in general for a DPS, pretty limited right now. Now, to finish off the video here, I don't want to get too in-depth because obviously you can't test him out in a full team, and a full team changes a lot from when you are playing solo. Like, for example, in his Forte, the amount of points he can generate for an intuition, there's stuff for like dodge counter and swapping in and different basic attacks and your resident skill and stuff like that. Let me move my cam so you can see here. I don't want to go over that and like, you know, don't really have accurate information when it's in a team. So I'm going to save that for when he actually fully comes out and you can do more testing on him. But I want to show what his Resonance Liberation combo can look like. It is pretty much just like CALCHARO. If you don't know about CALCHARO, CALCHARO has Death Messengers, and he's only able to get a certain amount of them off in his ultimate. But CALCHARO is, as far as I know, I think is not limited. He's limited more by the time of his ultimate than like a counter, while Xiangli Yao has a counter. As you can see here, he has 3 hypercubes, and after he does all 3 hypercubes, his Resonance Liberation will finish, and he'll leave the intuition state. So let's showcase what that will look like. So right here, I'm going for the E, double E, I'm going for the ult. Now I'm in form here, and as you can see, I'm filling up the Forte on the bottom. Dodge counter gives me the 2, like I was talking about before. Go for the skill. And then on that last Forte skilled right there, Forte powered skill right there, the ultimate ends and I left the state. Okay, so coming back to the ult again, because I feel like the first showcase I was doing was a little stuck here. So we're going to start with the ult, go into form. Skill going to give me a stack. Basic attack combo gives me 3 stacks. As he's filling up. The 4th and 5th hit of the combo give you more stacks. Alright, I want to finish off the video here. I don't want this video to be too long. Just a pre-release analysis of my first thoughts and stuff like that. Definitely think Yao is going to be very solid. You know, my ult showcase, I'm not going to lie, they're probably a little bit scuffed, is what it is. Also, after the cutscene, before I got cut off, you actually get Rover here, and I would like to showcase having an intro skill, but I probably will end up killing the boss, so yeah. I will have a more in-depth guide on Yao when he is fully released in 20 days, but hopefully this gives you a nice idea of him and, you know, what he has, you know, potentially to come. Goodbye.